Players complained, and shockingly, ArenaNet decided to listen. Fortunately, they had access to a whole shaker of salt, otherwise April would have signified the removal of warriors from the game. As expected, healing Signet's healing has reduced by 8%. Don't worry though, it's still a superb skill. Let the claims of imbalance recommence. Another skill has been toned down slightly and a second fixed. In reverse order. Impale is no longer broken, and actually requires warriors to face their targets. The more important alteration is the method of torment delivery. Impale will now last for 4 seconds, applying 1 stack per second, and 1 on impact. This means that the damage output of the skill is identical, but because the overall duration is lower, the imposed period of immobility is much shorter, making the ability easier to deal with. Additionally, arcing shots damage has fallen by 15%. However, the projectile is so easy to dodge, it's unlikely that anyone cares. Finally, an existing trait is losing some percentages. Merciless Hammer's bonus damage to controlled enemies has collapsed to 20% from 25%. The lost 5% is to try and convince players that hammers are only good for crowd control. Needless to say, this is unlikely to succeed. The new warrior traits are truly diverse in quality, ranging from niche to pointless to interesting. Burst precision for strong warriors causes burst skills to always critically strike. This could make power builds much more viable, especially if combined with burst mastery, as precision will not be very important, making it possible to use more defensive combinations such as Valkyrie or Soldier, while still maintaining high damage output. Arms has possibly the most appropriate trait possible. Dual-wield agility allows warriors to move their upper limbs 10% faster when wielding a sword, axe or mace in their offhand. The subtlety here is that because it's an attack speed increase rather than a damage increase, this will infect condition builds as well, making this a strong addition to a bleeding focused trait line, especially as the other Grandmaster arms traits are fairly weak. It wouldn't be a true balance patch without a trait interacting with stuns. Rousing Resilience grants 1000 toughness whenever warriors break out of stun. The real question here is why anyone would choose this over a free Endure Pain or spiked armor. The second problem with this trait is that the maximum effect of 1000 toughness will be slightly less than protection, so this number is less impressive than it seems. Tactical warriors now have access to phalanx strength, which applies might to nearby allies whenever the warrior gains might. This is a feeble attempt to make warriors a competitor in the might stacking market, but everyone knows that's what elementalists are for. Lastly is Discipline. The new trait is named Brawler's Recovery, which removes blindness on weapon swap. How this warrants 6 trait points may be one of the great questions of the universe, especially as the whole purpose of warriors is to provide an experience where one doesn't even have to think about conditions.